Well, here we are today, the start of a new project. I thought I would document that because I haven't seen a lot of the Alston guitar kit reviews on YouTube, so thought I would give it a shot here and document putting this thing together and all the steps I go through. So here it is, came today, FedEx. So opening it up, see it comes fairly well packed, double box. Instructions, we'll talk about that in a minute. Pre-assembled pick card, which not sure if you can see, I would say okay quality components. You can see like the switch here is basically a circuit board type stamp switch, and the pickups, but definitely something that we can work with. All of the other components here that you can see are the the various pieces, parts, the tremolo bridge, which I'm not sure if you can see that here. Back panel, the outlet jack, tuners, and a nice little bag of components. So everything is real nicely packaged anyhow. The heart of the matter, though, the guitar. See, the body is not bad looking, a little rough on the inside here, but nothing that'll show. The outside is a little bit better than rough sanded, probably sanded to maybe about 120 grit. Front and back, no chips, nicks, or dings where there it's supposed to be any. Nice contour to it. By the way, obviously this is what they call their ST1 body, which we all know what this is designed to resemble. Little minor hiccup in the website for this. On eBay, when you first click on the body, it shows it as being a flame maple veneer top, which obviously this is solid basswood. If you look real close, you'll see that the original description, until you hover over the body description itself, is actually a description for their Telecrafter knockoff body. So, or should I say their TC body. I'm going to keep this out for a second here. The other important piece, the neck, seems to be a okay fit. Not great down here, a little bit of gap, but I think once it's finished, it shouldn't show up too bad. I did lay a straight edge on this earlier, and it does run pretty level to the bridge, so I don't think there'll be a lot of adjustments there, and it does seem to be pretty square to where the bridge will mount. But you notice that there is no mounting holes, so there is a little bit of adjustment that will be needed for this pick guard. The neck does have a little bit of play in it, but I think it really wants to be flush against this side and the bottom. And that way you get a little bit, not sure if you can see that there, get a little bit smoother fit there. I may sand this a little bit just to give it a little bit better fit there. I haven't put a level across the frets here yet, but seems to be fairly well made. A little dry, does need a little oil on it. The truss rod is in here, and the headstock itself is pretty much unshaped at this point, so kind of left to your own devices whether you want to leave it like this or shape it. I think I may shape it a little bit, just give it a little bit more character. So that's it. Now comes probably the hardest part of the whole process, one that I've been planning for several days, or actually several weeks now, leading up to this, and that's how do we finish it. The thoughts are right now we may do this in a kind of a golden type of wood stain. I think with the basswood it really wants to be painted, but that's so blasé. So I think I may stain it because a lot of my expertise is in woodworking, and possibly just a little bit of a darker star or sunburst around the edges, also probably a stain. And then we'll do, right now I'm thinking wipe on poly. Seems the thickness of the finish doesn't really matter here. I'm more concerned about durability, and for the first construction project, more worried about shall we say simplicity. So more to follow as we go along. Thanks for watching. By the way, just a quick follow-up to my introduction to the Alston guitar kit assembly. Wanted to kind of give you a quick overview of the instructions, which, by the way, I did read. Rule of thumb, if all else fails, read the flippin' instructions. But here's just an overview of their instruction manual. You can see they go through parts list that's available, description of each thing, then a little bit about the body, staining or painting, the headstock shaping, electronics wiring diagram, which I'm not sure why they devote a half a page to that because it's already wired, but you can see how it is wired with the volume and the two-tone controls. A little bit about the neck, which it just kind of alludes to how to put it on, no adjustment or anything, along with a spring claw. Just says attach it with the screws provided, drill pilot holes and fasten screws to hold the claw. No idea of how to align it or anything. Also, they talk a little bit about the bridge, stringing it, the string tees up on the bridge, putting on the covers and the strap buttons, and this is how much they talk about on setting it up. So they do have a website. There's not much there right now, alstonguitars.com. Obviously a work in progress, but my first opinion though is I'd like to see a little bit more detail on things like mounting the tremolo bridge and the claws, and just a few details like that. You know, maybe some diagrams showing how things are supposed to be mounted. So, fortunately, I've worked on a number of guitars, and I'm somewhat familiar with it, even though this is going to be a learning experience for me. But you know, we'll see how it goes, and if we screw something up, we'll see if we can catch that on tape for you too. So, good luck. Okay, so we're back again. Actually, I've done some test fitting on the guitar, and as you can see here, I've been doing a little bit of experimenting with different finishes and figuring out what I want to use. What I finally ended up with is here you can see the guitar itself, the back, circle around here. You can see the front. This actually ended up being a light pecan finish, and then the neck. Let me get a little bit closer view of the neck here. You can see this is just a natural finish with the first coat of poly on it. Both of them have been sanded to a 220 grit sanding. And now the stain is on the body and first coat of poly on the neck. What I'm using for the poly is, I'm not sure you can see it here, product from General Finishes. It's a gloss polyurethane finish. So I did a little test fitting. Looks like the guitar is going to go together good, even though there's no pilot holes for anything. But I might have to shave the pickguard just slightly to accommodate the 24.5 inch, or 25.5 inch I should say, scale for the guitar and the tremolo. So more to follow. Let you see it progress as things progress here. Thanks.